Hey, I haven't. So, um, going forward, today is the 25th of June 2022. And looking at the Spanian on this weekly observation. So there's a potential possibility for a retracement, which is going to be the good opportunity that we're looking for. And one of the key levels, again, as I've suggested to look at market profile, will be 160.32. So I've been patient to look for 160.32 point of control. And the one key thing that I actually want you to take home is this, which I'm going to show you in a minute. Look at this 160.32 area, all right? Now let's go and investigate what actually happened on 160.32 before. And this will improve your spotting of direction and how to actually take advantage of it. So we have 160.32, which is our weekly point of control. Weekly point of control. Okay, and it's right there. And the last time when price hits this 160.32, this is where I need you to pay attention and how to wait for things to actually happen. Right. There is, before price can turn, coming to key levels that you are expecting. Price is coming from this last high that we've seen. You'll be expecting some kind of a process for price to turn. Okay, and if you have a little knowledge of how orders are delivered and change direction, then it will be a lot more easier for you to spot and understand. All right. If you don't, pay attention to this little period and then understand what are the expectations. All right. So because you are the high time frame narrative or high time frame directional bias, which is right, or up, then you have a little knowledge of what is called point of control, which is a point whereby the buyers and sellers intersect to make a two-sided trade. And the one thing that's in the point of control is there's a huge volume over there, right, which is this particular area, 160.32. And that is the fairest price. That is the price where traders spend a long time to do their exchange. Okay, the one good thing about market profile is you only want to take your trades when the market is near the tapering end. the lower end for a buy opportunity, and near the tapering end, the upper end for a sell opportunity. So you can expect that there are more selling forces over here, which is where we found the resistance based on this market profile theory. But the one good thing is the way that the pound yen is delivering the order. When you look at the value over here, the value is right here, 134.58. And then after the completion, which this will be a period of about about 6 months, 2019 December to 2019 December to 2020 December. That's a year period. All right. So for a whole year trading, the value rises to this level of around 150. All right. And then another whole year trading has started from 19 December to 19 whatever next year for another whole year. All right. And then the value is right here now, which shows us clearly that the value, the point of control in pound yen is rising. So we are expecting potential possibility for higher prices. And that is the reason why our bias is on the long side, right? So having said that, now I want to show you how order are being delivered, which is bullish order delivery. We are waiting for a bullish order delivery for price to go up, which is price returning back to this our point of control. And having said that, going back to our trading view charts, this is our 130, 160, 132 level, if I am right. Let me get that value straight again. 160, 132 level. That's what we are looking for. And that will be, let me see, 161, 32. Okay. So it's not that price should just get there alone and turn, which you can see that when price reach 161.32 over here, there's a high probability trade of about 220 something people. Some people just use that as a trade opportunity as well and take the buy of the point of control, maybe 200 pips or 100 pips or whatever. But what we want to see is how is this thing able to turn? The first thing that we want to see in order delivery or order flow, looking for a bullish order delivery. And this will give you the opportunity to have the patience that you need, okay? So you will be looking for potential trigger. What is that trigger? Our trigger here now is we are looking for price to at least come to 161.32, which is our POC, okay? Then now we'll be looking for confirmation. Confirmation for that to change direction will now be in form of, you're looking for some consolidation, for price to slow down when it gets there. You're looking for potential possibility of manipulation, which is important. That really trigger the move. And what do I mean by manipulation is changing of direction in a way away from what the current bias is to the new buyers. And I will show you what that looks like. All right, so if we're looking for consolidation, as price is approaching over here, price starts to deliver itself in a bearish order flow coming down, right? We hit here, right? When we hit that 162.32, 161.32, we are looking for potential consolidation before we hit. But when you look at here, when price is coming down, price come down in a bearish manner, there's no consolidation, but there's some kind of consolidation that now occur after. And how would you know that it's a consolidation? When you look at it, this particular area gives us that consolidation that we are looking for. You have to actually wait for it. And how would you know that it's the consolidation that you are looking for? You just have to be patient to see it. Let's say this is a consolidation that we are looking for. But this consolidation haven't hit that 162, 161.32. You will see that we did not break this structure, which is the previous lower high. We have an, sorry, let me do it where. So we have this from this rejection. We want to change the direction. So from this low to lower high, so another lower low, to another lower high, which is how a bearish trend moves, to another lower low, then to another lower high. This apparently is a lower high before we hit this 161.32. So we know our key location as 161.32, but we want to see whether the order change direction before then. So we are looking for potential possibility for price to break this structure, right? But before we break this structure and start to go up higher, there are certain things that need to occur to change this bearish order delivery or bearish order flow. So we will be expecting potential possibility for consolidation, all right? And after that consolidation, we'll be looking for potential possibility that we have a level of equal lows or equal highs around it, okay? First of all, you will see that in this particular consolidation, which is right over here, for this to change, we need our equal lows to be present somewhere. And I'll explain what that does. When the equal lows are in the market, all you can see is, oh, the traders that are buying this, they're already buying early. They come in so early, okay? And when they come in so early thinking, yeah, we know about this 160, 132 or point of control or whatever, they don't want to lose so much in the market, so they will be putting their stops right below, all right? They will be putting their stops right below the 160, 132 because they don't want to lose a lot. And if they're lucky and price is able to rise, potentially price rises in this case, they can then make profit, all right? If they are slow and they don't actually understand what they're doing, creating these equal lows, telling you already that there are some stops below there, telling you that there's some money below there. And that money that's below there, the only thing that can possibly happen is it can be grabbed. You know, market makers can be like, okay, the people that buy over here, they are weaker hands, they can't really push the price up. And now they weaker hands just because they can't break this structure. They can't really push the price up. Let's push them out of the market in one way or the other and get more liquidity in or get more interest in for price to actually go up. So the flush occur, which is the manipulation to take all these traders out of the market, right? They are now out of the market just because we've traded below it. All their stop orders, you can see that their stop orders are there fighting significantly because of the way price and managed to go all the way down below it. Once that has occurred, that is your, you've seen your confirmation consolidation, which is this. This is your consolidation. And then now manipulating these traders that are buying early because they are placing their stops near the equal lows, now manipulating them by letting them think that, oh, you don't even know what you're doing. You want to be buying right here just because you think, you know, point of, you have to understand that trading is a mental game, right? And what I'm giving you right here, right now, is what a lot of people are missing, and it will take time for you to actually find someone that will lay it down like this for you in a way, and even willing to give you for little to nothing. So let's take you out of the market. They are now taken out of the market. What will happen to all those traders? They will be scared, number one, that wow, we thought we were right, but suddenly now we are wrong and price has come down. But it's not like I say they are wrong, but they jump in early. And then what then happen is they manipulate them, take them out of the market. And the manipulation will come in forms of potential spikes, right? You can see the way we spike down. And not quite long after we spike down, what then happen? Then the reversal occur, which means all the potential capitals of all these billions and millions of traders that are just thinking of point of control alone, right? After it's been taken out, the market makers will have enough capital for themselves to decide to change the direction. And when they change that direction, just because you don't learn the meaning of patience, right? In trading, just because you don't learn the meaning of patience in trading but the problem is not that you didn't learn the meaning of patience. You understand the word patience, but where do you need to be patient and what do you need to see for you to know that all I can do right here is just to wait, all right? And that is what I'm trying to explain to you. The most important thing is discipline, knowing what to do in terms of your order. The second one is patience. And then the problem is all the educators, or majority of the educators, they don't know how to put all these things into context for another person to actually understand it. So the patience is now you want to see what is actually going to happen and where do you need to say it, where we have in areas of equal highs or lows, which is somewhere around there. So we take them out, we take their stops, and then what then happen is we reverse the direction. And you will equally see that when this reversal is happening after the manipulation, it is now easier for us to break the new structure, which is the new lower high. So for me personally, if I see this kind of manipulation and then we break this structure, there are two things that I'll be looking for. The first thing that I will say to myself is now I have an entry trigger. So this I here will become an entry trigger. Okay, which means now I have a buy entry trigger. Now I've seen the manipulation. You can see that my confirmation is now my trigger is the 160-132. My confirmation is this consolidation and then the manipulation. And then now I can start to see that the bearish order delivery that we have from here that continues to go down, I will take out this I now. I can see that the bullish order delivery has started. And then we were able to just make a new high, come back down, make another new high, and then right now we are failing because of we know at this stop we have with our monthly value area high. We didn't even want to get there, and now we've started another bullish, another bearish order delivery. Right. So I hope the key things that you need to look for. Yeah, it's similar to Wyckoff, but obviously, how do I put it? It's important for you to just be able to see exactly what is happening in the market and know what to wait for, and you can give it any name. You get where I'm coming from. It's definitely similar to Wyckoff, whereby you'll be looking for the lower trust and probably you can call this lower trust, but in a situation whereby you are not looking for Wyckoff or whatever, and then you are looking for point of control, and you're looking for what can possibly happen at the back of that point of control, and then you haven't seen that happening, then you have to be patient because each and every auction has an end, all right? So the earliest people who take this buy at the back of the point of control, the first signal that the auction is ending is this particular doji. right? If you see doji at the low, which is a rejection at the low, just like we've seen over here, this particular rejection or hammer, that means this sell option downward has already ended, you know. And then what you would then see is, in this case, it was not just ending, or it didn't just ended, but it ended with massive competition. There's a massive competing for these lower prices. It's actually a single print. Let's look at it on a market profile, and then you'll be able to understand that what actually happened over here is a single print. There's look at it on 30 minutes time frame. Okay, and we should be looking for it towards the left. I think it should be this one, if I'm right. Oh yeah, because I put it on the weekly. Because I put it on the weekly, I wouldn't see it like that. It will happen at the beginning of the week. Yeah, so this will be the beginning of the week. The actual trade that we are talking about was this single, sorry, was this single print. You can see it's just a single print, and that single print has already tell us that what actually happened over here is price is coming down, right? And then we have a single print rejection. It shows us that there's a lot of competitions between the buyers that are actually coming into this market, and it happens within a 30 minutes period, which means there's a large amount of influx of buyers that come into the market within a single 30-minute period, while price is selling off. And what I mean by prices selling off is why price is dipping lower and we are seeing lower prices. Then the traders who wanted to compete for that lower prices, they come in mass and they are rushing in with huge amount of competition that at this particular price level, I'm more than happy to buy it as much as possible at any price level. I don't care whether I buy it on the lowest price, or I buy it here, or I buy it here, or I buy it here, I buy here. The one thing that I know is this is a weekly point of control, and price has dipped again below it, then we are sweeping it in a large quantity. And having that key points and understanding where to look for it and how to use it can literally make your trading journey, what's it called? What's it called? A much more profitable one. You get where I'm coming from? It can literally make a lot of significant difference when you know what to tie to each other. Over here, we've tied the weekly point of control. We tie it into what kind of competition do we see with traders that are coming inside this weekly point of control, and we can see the competitive buying pressure that comes in, and then price change a bearish order delivery to a bullish order delivery, and then the price literally just move up. And you can take two trends easily away from it. The first one is from this low to this high, and then price retrace, and that is one complete trend. The second trend is from this low to this high, price retrace, and that's the second trend. Right, and with that second trend already, this scenario gives you confidence. All right, so that's another thing. Majority of the traders don't understand that when there is confidence and conviction at the back of what price do, then you can sit down and relax without having heart attack of what is price going to do. You get where I'm coming from? So already you have confidence at the back of what actually happened. So it's not every price that really matters, as much as every price really matters, but there's some key prices that matters, and there's some key prices whereby the one key thing that you are looking for is confidence. And when you can see that confidence, you'll be able to see conviction at the back of the traders that are pushing the price a lot more higher. So I think that is one key thing that I want us all to take on from the training over here, understanding all these key confidence and what drives the convictions. And if you see that key confidence and convictions, you should be able to have a lot more confidence in yourself to actually still stay in the trade. Okay, so now we know that this there's not a lot of confidence over there to go up above it. All right, and that's the reason why we are seeking for what can potentially happen below again. So if we can see an opportunity coming down to this before we even do the, and you can see how I diverse all the analysis using multiple way of looking at the market in forming one particular holistic view of what the market is actually telling us. Today, we've looked into Fibonacci, we've looked into harmonics, we've looked into other blocks, we've looked into market profile, we've looked into quite a lot of things. And these are the key is not to just want to be able to look into quite a lot of things, but to actually understand how you can merge all these things together, you know, and then help you to make an informed decision. You know, there's no one that will say that, yeah, I'm a perfect trader, but the more you know, the more it will give you clarity, the more it will help your trading decision as you grow in the trading business, you know. And it's quite important for you to understand that education is key more than anything else. You know, it's not just the trading profit alone that is key, but what do you know? And at the back of what you know, how do you now pin everything together? So one key thing that we know over here is there's conviction at the back of the traders that give us this direction or give us that move. Okay, that conviction still holds. Okay, which means each and every time we can see price dip down back into this area, and if price dip down back into that area, we know the reason why. We can possibly see what's it called, another uptrust in price, or else if all these buyers are not in the market anymore. So now this has given you a clue to where your risk is. Okay, this has given you a clue to, oh, aggressive buyers are over here, and if I take a high probability trade around this area, around this block, I know that aggressive traders are over there. So if I see that the traders are not actually coming in for one reason or the other, and now I have extended my reach, I've extended my reach to even this particular trend line. I'm not going to say that, okay, aggressive buyers here alone. You can see that in the first place, we even extend the reach to this particular trend line. That, okay, at the low of this, there can still be potential more patient traders that still want to buy. You get where I'm coming from? So even if price comes down below this low, it's not still such a bad area. I'm still thinking we are in a good demand zone, you know, and that means my demand zone is now larger. I'm now looking at all this area from here to here as a demand zone, all right, which is about 300 pips demand zone, all right. If you're going to have a 300 pips stop in the market, how do you time that? All right. So if I quickly go into that, and if you know how we manage to secure this area of the way that I'm going to time this now is I'll be looking at key things. I'll just use my feed. We have a 300 pips level Sorry, Isaac. We'll have to continue in a second. All right, so we have a 300 pip delivery over here. One key thing inside there alone, Fibonacci can work as well, and Fibonacci can work outside it. Okay, so I can look for, I won't see lose hope if I start to see price coming down below this trend line. all right? Because I know what I'm looking for. I'm still looking for that consolidation, and I'm looking for that manipulation. And the way where I'm looking for it is I'm looking for it in terms of areas whereby I'm looking for the confirmation of my buy. If it comes in at any area in this place, it can come in at this 78.6. Okay. So already what I would have done earlier is I know my levels earlier. So even if I miss a particular opportunity, just because this level is there, all I want to do is I want to tie myself in with an alert. I want to alert myself that potential buy zone. You know, as I've said earlier, that trading is a business of probabilities. So you have to create so many chances in different part of the chart for yourself, you know, because any of that chances, if you know how to pick the high probability one, any of that chances will pay the price. You get where I'm coming from. You don't want to be firm in saying to yourself that it is this particular one, because what that tends to do is that will start to divert your attention away from understanding that this is a business of probability, and any of your chances that you pick can be the one that will pay the price. So, but once you fixed your thoughts, right, and you are not dynamic in thoughts, then that will lead you into that kind of a trader that you don't actually want to be, because that means you do not understand the concept of why you're actually trading. You get where I'm coming from? So we have next 10 minutes to go. I will put a buy alert over here. And where am I putting that buy alert? I'm putting it on the 78.6 of the entire 300 pip region in that place, and then potential possibility for another buy alert over here. The reason is I know that we still have a particular low over here, but obviously we don't want to go below this trend line, but it doesn't matter. Price can find a shift below it and quickly reverse, you know, in terms of what we explained about that consolidation and the way the manipulation will occur, and then a bullish or that delivery will now set in. So hopefully we can get our bullish continuation around this particular trend line, which is another technical way of looking at things, around this harmonic pattern, which is another way of looking at things, around this other block, which is another way of looking at it, and then now timing it in when price reach there is what we discussed earlier before Isaac joined in terms of the consolidation and the kind of manipulation that you want to see before the bullish order delivery now sets in and price continue to go up. So I'll be looking at this area, I'll be looking at this area, you know. So, and when you have all this area tied together like this, the one thing that it does for you is it gets you prepared for what is coming. You know, each and every time when you're looking at price over here, where it is, you are thinking to yourself, okay, I still have an objective in this market of about 700 and something pips below. In as much as we haven't done this, we haven't break above, right, and retest, okay, your objective hasn't changed. You get where I'm coming from? Your objective hasn't changed. But the moment we break above now you've created boundaries. Now you know your battlefield. And in the battlefield, if you want to be a buyer, one thing that you've created in this battlefield is you know that you are buying this low or around this low. And then in as much as we are playing all year, all these places is still telling you that this price is high, this price is high. But the moment we break it and then we retest it, and then we are holding this high, then this high is not high anymore. It's now become whatever you want to call it, support, floor, or whatever you want to call it. But obviously for now, if I want to be a buyer in this, if price comes down there, there's something wrong in me being a buyer down there. It gives me more room to be able to target that potential 1,500 pips in a much more efficient forms, you know, and that can even lead us into having a 2,100 pips coming up. And that is the message that I want to pass across today. That okay, in terms of the pound yen, I'm expecting everyone to be able to make some decent profit in this, and obviously I will update this in the room as we go and see how the new week begins. So I want to say thank you so much for Razak for joining in, for Isaac for joining in. If you have any question, you can type it in the chat room. Now is the time for me to take question, and then we can definitely take it from there. If it's something that will make me explain more, then I will. If not, then it's okay. We can look into doing another class maybe new week or possibly tomorrow. Yeah, I really do enjoy this class, and then there's a YouTube video that's coming up for it as well. I'll post on the link. So for whoever has missed, because I believe there's a lot of information that was delivered in this today. So, and it can literally help you in terms of your perspective and the way that you view the market. Also for the bots, I think Isaac, your bots are doing well. I haven't.
Yes, sir. The bots are really increased.
Sorry?
I said the account size has really improved based on the performance of the bot.
So I think, let me see. Yours
Then I sent you some. I sent you some.
Yeah, you actually did send me some screenshots of your analysis, right? And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my time to look into that. I've seen them, you know, but I haven't actually dissected them, and that's what I need to do. I need to dissect them and look into them and see what are your recommendations, and then at the same time I'll figure that out and put it into consideration as well.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Welcome. And so for Razak, I'm going to check your ice market. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Just sit there. Right, so this is your account. For one reason or the other, it's on auto trading, which means trades should be taken, and the bots are smiley, which means they should be able to take a trade. But over the last week, I look into the was it the journal? Yeah. And then the one thing that is telling me is, let me see. It's telling me not enough rights.
Your sister is looking for pencil. You know, you are sitting there, you are playing with her.
Sorry? So he's saying not enough. It's not like I said the bots are not ready to trade, but he's saying not enough rights. So I don't know what is happening to your main account with IC market. Maybe you should check that one out. For Isaac, I think we don't have that kind of a problem. Let me check. Also, even Bookie's account is saying the same thing. That's from my side. The only way that I can know is if I look at Isaac ones right now. Isaac one. And when you look at the journal, you won't be able to see data center connecting. interconnecting. This one is trying to connect. Well, there's something that's absolutely not enough right over there, so I definitely know that it's not. So if you can chat then we know. Low risk account anyways. You don't want to over risk it. Okay, it does like this. Send you pictures if you want. Then you can take advantage of it as well. Obviously, you need to have the technical know-how of what to do. Can I call you back, please? I'm just in the class. I'll call you back. All right. So this meeting will be ended in the next 1 minute. If there's a question, send it on the Telegram group and I'll look into it. I'll take my time to rest a little bit now. We've done 2 classes today already. And then I'll send the YouTube link if you have time to